is DiYeena of the Pleiadian Family, and we are so grateful to be here in your presence today. And we love when you have the heartfelt questions, you see, and the no pun intended here, because you're really asking, how do we really, what are the techniques, you see, to really come into the heart and to really, really do this in the right way, you see. Now, we will say that this is kind of DiYeena's show a little bit, so we're going to keep it with DiYeena here. But we have others here that are also very in tune with the practices specifically, you see. And so as you follow along with the Ava body and you follow along with the group here, you'll get to know the deeper levels of these techniques. So we'll do basics. We'll do the basic ones because nothing is overcomplicated. You see, what you humans like to do is be able to run from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, because you have a culture where you are taught that boredom is not okay. It's not okay to be bored, you see. And so what we are saying to you is it is okay to be a little bit bored sometimes and to really have the spaciousness to really go, what do I choose to create in this moment, you see, because this is what comes out of the boredom. You see, so when you are talking about being in the heart space and doing techniques to really come into a truer aspect of who you are, do not overcomplicate it. How do we overcomplicate it? Well, the simple way to overcomplicate it is to not be in the heart. To not be there, to simply be in your head all the time, to asking the questions. How do we do this? How do we do this? You want to know how. Where does how come from? That question. It's an intellect question. It's a frequency of the mind, you see. So even just in the questioning, how do we actually drop into the form a little bit deeper and allow ourselves to simply rest here? Here is what comes up for many of you. A feeling of not feeling safe to do so. Isn't that fascinating? Do not feel safe to be in your own form. This is not an uncommon feeling for people, you see. So just go little sips, you see, little by little, you see, going into these spaces, little by little, not forcing anything that doesn't feel loving, you see. So what we'll say is, you see, I can feel Scott being like, okay, get to the good stuff, you see. I can feel in the questioning, the desiring for the answer that's going to solve all the things, you see. It's like we want to have this one practice or this one technique or this one magic thing that is going to really just do it, to be the golden ticket, so to speak. And it is not like that, you see, because the beauty of the life is in the presence, is in you being simply able to slow down enough to hear your heartbeat. Isn't that fascinating? What happens when you really slow down is you begin to get fine-tuned hearing to the frequency of your heartbeat. When you slow down and you hear your own heartbeat, this is a practice in and of itself, is the slowing down. You can call it meditation, prayer, inquiry, self-inquiry, whatever you like, you see. But the point is that the focus is going in. It is going inward a little bit. So you are taking the time to feel within yourself what is present, you see. And it is not so complicated like you like to think it should be, but we simply slow down and listen. And when you get good listening ears, then what happens is you begin to hear the heartbeats in all the other living things. Isn't that fascinating? Well, why is that important? Well, because when you can hear the heartbeat of your own, and then you can hear the heartbeat of another, then you can find the synergistic relationship you have to each other. Why is that important? Because when you can find a synergistic relationship with one another, you realize how interconnected you are, how intertwined you really are, meaning that you are of the same consciousness, you are of the same life pulse. And it is simply looking like different fractals, like different experiences. Maybe it's in a different body, an animal, a plant, all these things. But it is really the way to see how this all really is working at the end of the day. You see, what is really the story going on? You see, this is something no one can tell you. This is something that you have to have enough curiosity and enough discipline to actually want to go and do it. You see, to actually want to go and listen, to yourself and actually want to go and listen to another and actually want to go and sit in nature and listen to the heartbeat of the earth, for example, or the heartbeat of the sky, you see. So you have to really have the intent to want to do this, you see. Because what else do you have to do? You see, this is the other piece. We're going a little bit over ping-ponging all over today, but this is important, you see, is what else do you have to do in this world? We've sped it up so much that you are running on a hamster wheel that feels like you cannot stop, you see, or otherwise everything comes crashing down. You see, life was not meant to be built this complex, have so much complexity to it. It is meant so that you can rest in yourself on the earth and feel the experience of of life itself through this particular form that you chose, you see. And to really allow the simplicity and see what happens little by little. More you let in the simplicity, the more you let in the gentleness, the more you let in the quiet. You see, this is really the secret to life. You see, and when you get old and gray and you're about ready to go on the other side, you look back and you say, you will look at all the things that you did. And what you will notice is the times when you're on the hamster wheel speeding up and up and up and up, all these things where you're trying to make the money, do the things, all the things were so overscheduled, right? Is that what you're really going to be wanting to pay attention to at the end of the life? No. You will see asking yourself, did I know myself? Did I know myself? And the only way to do that is to pay attention to yourself.